Good day to Dr. Farisha. Today, my group members and I are going to explain regarding our group assignment. We are 5 in a group, and I would like to introduce them. Firstly, Premila anak perempuan Ganapati. Secondly, myself, Sherin Sylvia anak perempuan Dorogration. Thirdly, Mandy Oi. Fourthly, Listra Magdalena Kiansen. And the last one is Asif bin Ahmad. To complete this assignment, we have choose two companies. The first one is Oriental Food Industry Holdings Berhad and Kisan Berhad. Both of these company is categorized as snack and confectionery industry. A little overview about the company. This is the official logo of Oriental Food Industry Holdings Berhad. This company has been established on 8 June 1996 in Malaysia under the Companies Act. And Oriental Food Industry was listed in the second board of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad in August 2000 and transferred to the main board on 13 October. Currently, Oriental Food Industry Holdings Berhad is listed on the main market of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad, and it is a large-sized business operation. Oriental Food Industry is located at Ayakoro, Melaka. The main target of this product is children and adults who love to eat snacks. Food products are divided into 5 categories, which is snack food, wafer, potato snack, biscuit, and bakery products. Example of company products are Supreme, Jacker potato chips, Zest, Rota, and Oriental layer cakes. These products are well known among us. Now let's go to the vision. The vision of this industry is to expand the geographical market overseas to achieve the goal of being preferred snack food and confectionery manufacturer. The mission of this company is to increase profitability, implementation of effective cost control, and enhancement of product in terms of qualities and packaging innovation. Next, we will go to the board of directors. These are the important person in the industry. This is the statement of profit or loss, and this is the statement of financial position.
Okay, now I'm going to explain the company overview of Kisan Berhad. Okay, basically Kisan Berhad is a candies and wafer confectionery company, which is a Malaysian-based company. Operates as an investment holding company. Kisan Berhad was established on 18 May 1976 and was listed in Bursa Securities Malaysia Berhad in 1994 under Kisan 6203. It is a large size industry. Kisan Berhad located at Sri Kembangan, Selangor. The main target group of consumers are children and adults. Kisan Berhad manufactures 6 types of candies, which are chewy, tablet, hard, bubblegum, deposited, and wafers. These products are marketed under various brands such as Fruit Plus, Toreno, Victory, Ice Cream, Tip Top, and Loving. Okay, vision of Kisan Berhad is to become the dominant candy confectionery manufacturer in Malaysia and the ASEAN region. Mission of Kisan Berhad is to constantly innovate and upgrade the company, its technology and process, so it is provide quality and trusted candies for the enjoyment and delight people all over. Okay. So board of the directors, there is a chief executive officer who is Edward Tan John Pen, and there are 3 independent non-executive directors. This shows statement of profit and loss and statement of financial position of Kisan Berhad. Moving to financial performance. Part A, how liquid is your organization? I'm going to start with current ratio. Okay, current ratio is calculated by current asset divided current liabilities. Okay, as you can see on the table, there are Oriental Food Industry Holding Berhad and Kisan Berhad. Okay, the comparison is between 2021 and 2022. So you can look at the graph. Okay, current ratio is a measure of a company's ability to pay its short-term liabilities with the short-term assets. Okay, a higher current ratio indicates a better ability to cover the short-term obligation. In the case of Oriental Food Industry Company, the current ratio has increased from 3.05 times in 2021 to 3.31 times in 2022, suggesting an improvement in its ability to cover short-term liability with short-term assets. This indicates potential financial stability of an improved liquidity position. On the other hand, for Kisan Berhad, the current ratio has remained the same at 0.10 times for both 2021 and 2022. This suggests that the company may be struggling to cover its short-term liabilities with the current asset, which could indicate the potential liquidity challenges. Overall, the current ratio for Oriental Food Company shows a positive trend, while the stagnant current ratio for Kisan Berhad may raise concerns about its short-term financial. Okay, next we will move to quick ratio. The quick ratio is calculated by current asset minus inventory divided by current liability. The quick ratio is also known as asset test ratio, measures a company's ability to meet short-term liabilities with most liquid assets. A higher quick ratio generally indicates better short-term liquidity and financial strength. In the case of Oriental Food Company, the quick ratio has increased from 2.17 times to 2.35 times in 2021 and 2022. Okay, demonstrating an improvement in its ability to cover the short-term obligation with the most liquid assets. This suggests enhanced liquidity and stronger position to meet immediate financial demands. For Kisan company, the quick ratio has remained constant at 0.05 times for both 2021 and 2022. This indicates the company's ability to cover short-term liabilities with its most liquid assets has not changed significantly over the period. In summary, the increasing quick ratio for Oriental Food Company signals improved liquidity and financial stability. Okay, next. Moving to days in receivable. Okay, the days in receivable metric measures the average number of days a company takes to collect payment after a sale has been made. Okay, days in receivable measured as account receivable divided by annual credit sales divide 365 days. It's basically daily credit sales. Okay, for Oriental Food Industry in 2021, the company took approximately 59.69 days to collect payments after a sale. In 2022, this figure increased to 73.74 days, indicating the company took longer collect payments in 2022 compared to 2021. While for Kisan Berhad, in 2021, the company took 18.88 days to collect payments after the sale. In 2022, the figure increased to 33.12 days, suggesting the company took longer also to collect payments in 2022 compared to 2021. Okay, as it Oriental Food Industries, this change might indicate a challenge in collecting payments changes in customer payment behavior or alteration in the company's credit policies. In both cases, as the increase in days in receivables typically reflects challenges in collecting payments, shifts is customer payment behavior, or changes in credit policies, which can impact a company's liquidity and cash flow.
Next is account receivable turnover. Account receivable turnover is credit sales divided by account receivable. And we can see here that Oriental Food Industry and the Kisan Berhad account receivable turnover ratio for 2021 to 2022 is decreasing. And this account receivable turnover ratio is used to measure the company efficiency to collect the average account receivable in period. This ratio refers to the number of times companies collect the account receivable. A high number of times account receivable ratio means the company has a better ratio. Next. Okay, next is days in inventory ratio. We can calculate this ratio by dividing the inventory with daily cost of goods sold and multiply with 365 days. For the Oriental Food Industry, the days in inventory ratio in 2021 is 53.28 days and 66.02 days for 2022. And for the Kisan Berhad, in 2021, it is 48.16 days, and for 2022, 69.13 days. This inventory ratio is used to calculate the average number of days the company takes to sell of inventory. A low day in inventory figure means the company is exchanging its product for cash quickly and that they are operating efficiency. Based on the calculation, for the year 2021, the Kisan Berhad is more efficient to make sales, but in the 2022, the Oriental Food Industry days in inventory is better compared to the Kisan Berhad because the number of their ratio is lower. Okay, for the last one is inventory turnover. Inventory turnover is cost of goods sold divided by inventory. The inventory turnover ratio for Oriental Food Industry in 2021 is 6.85 and 5.53 in 2022. The inventory turnover of Oriental Food Industry is decreasing from the year 2021 to 2022, which means the Oriental Food Industry is experiencing a weak sales in 2022. And next, Kisan Berhad, the inventory turnover ratio for Kisan Berhad in 2021 is 7.58 and in 2022 is 5.28. Kisan Berhad inventory turnover decreased by 2.30 from the year of 2021 to 2022. And Kisan Berhad also experienced a weak sales for the year 2022. Actually, inventory turnover ratio is showing the number of times the business sells and replaces stock of goods during a given period. And next, I will give to my friend.
Moving to the part B, the question is, are the managers generating an adequate operating profit on the organization asset? So in this term, we need to calculate the profitability. The first one is operating return on asset. To calculate this one, we need to divide operating income divided by total asset. Oriental food industry on 2021 and 2022, the value is same, which is 0.08, and key cents per heart ratio shows negative 0.8 in 2021 and negative 0.11 in 2022. Based on the graph given, operating return on asset used to show a company's operating income that is generated per RM1 invested in its asset that are used in daily business operation. So the overall result shows Oriental food industry has a better performance because they maintain the same ratio for the year 2021 and 2022. As the industry can generate 8% of profit for every RM1. And Oriental food industry's value is higher and positive value compared to Kisar's Berhad ratio, which remains in negative for both year. Moving to the next calculation, operating profit margin, operating income divided by sales. Oriental food industry has earned 0.07 in 2021 and 0.09 in 2022. This shows an improvement in 2022. Let's move to the Kisan Berhad. Kisan Berhad earned negative 1.00 in 2021 and negative 0.24 in 2022. Based on the graph, we can see that Oriental food industry has the better performance as the value is in positive value. And operating profit margin measures the profit of a company made for every RM1 of sales after paying for variable cost of production, such as wages and raw materials before paying interest or tax. So the overall result shows Oriental food industry as a better performance because they got improved in 2022 compared to Kisan Berhad. Moving to the next calculation, total asset turnover. To calculate this, we must divide sales with total asset. Oriental food industry in 2021 has earned 1.11 and in 2022 has earned 1.02. Kisan Berhad has earned 0.79 in 2021 and 0.47 in 2022. Based on the graph, we can see that Oriental food industry's ratio is more higher than Kisan's Berhad. Total asset turnover is a financial ratio that measures a company's ability to generate revenue from its asset. In this case, both companies shows a declining value in 2022, but Oriental food industry's ratio is higher than Kisan's Berhad. So, I would say that Oriental food industry has the better performance compared to Kisan Berhad. Next, we will move to the fixed asset turnover. Sales divided by net fixed asset. Oriental food industry has earned 2.05 in 2021 and 2.14 in 2022. Kisan Berhad has earned 0.97 in 2021 and 0.57 in 2022. Based on the graph, we can show there is an improvement for Oriental food industry in 2022. Fixed asset turnover shows how efficient a company is on generating sales from its existing fixed asset. This shows Oriental food industry has a better performance for fixed asset turnover compared to Kisan Berhad. This is because Oriental food industry ratio was increased in 2022 and higher than Kisan Berhad's ratio. The higher the asset turnover ratio, the more efficient Oriental food industry is at generating revenue from its asset.
Next is account receivable turnover. We can calculate it by divide the credit sales and account receivable. For Oriental food industry on 2021, the account receivable turnover is 6.11, while 2022 is 4.95. Oriental food industry account receivable turnover ratio has decreased by 1.16 from the year 2021 to 2022. While Kisan Berhad on 2021, the account receivable turnover is 19.33, while 2022 is 11.02. Kisan Berhad account receivable turnover ratio decreased in 2022, which is 19.33 in 2021 and 11.02 in 2022. Account receivable turnover ratio is used to measure the company efficiency to collect their average accounts receivable in a period. This ratio refers to the number of times companies collect their account receivable. A high number of times accounts receivable ratio means the company has a better ratio. The overall result shows that the Kisan Berhad has better account receivable ratio because of the both year Kisan Berhad ratio is higher than Oriental food industry. This means Kisan Berhad is more efficient in managing their account receivable. Next, I will pass it to my friend.
Okay, next is inventory turnover. Inventory turnover is cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. For the Oriental food industry, for 2021, the ratio is 6.85 and 5.53 in 2022. And next is for the Kisan Berhad. In 2021, the ratio is 7.58 and 5.28 in 2022. Inventory turnover ratio shows the number of times a business sells and replaces its stock of goods during a given period. A high inventory turnover generally means that goods are sold faster, and low turnover ratio indicates weak sales and excess inventories, which make challenging for a business. The overall calculation shows that the Oriental food industry shows better performance compared to the Kisan Berhad. This is because the decrease of the ratio of Oriental food industry is lower than Kisan Berhad from 2021 to 2022.
Next question is, how is your organization financing its assets? Number one, debt ratio. It is calculated by divide the total liabilities and total asset. For Oriental food industry in 2021, the debt ratio is 0.22, while in 2022, it was 0.02. Oriental food Berhad shows that the debt ratio for 2021 is higher compared to their debt ratio for year 2022 at 0.02. This shows that the company has more assets than liabilities for both of the years. And while Kisan Berhad debt ratio for 2021 is 1.91 and for 2022 is 2.12. Kisan Berhad shows that the debt ratio for 2021 is 1.91, which is lower compared with their debt ratio for 2022 at 2.12. However, this shows that the company has a higher amount of debt compared to assets to finance their company. As an explanation, this shows that Oriental food industry has a better performance for fund management than Kisan Berhad because Kisan Berhad debt ratio is greater than 1 and in 2022 is greater than 2, indicates that a considerable amount of a company's assets are funded by debt, while Oriental food industry debt ratio is lower than 1. Next is time interest earned. It is calculated by divide the earning before interest and tax and interest expense. For Oriental food industry in 2021, it was 5 times, and 2022 it was 4 times. The time interest for Oriental food industry in 2021 is better compared to the year 2022. It shows that the company can afford to pay its interest payments 5 times in 2021 than 4 times in 2022. For Kisan Berhad, it was 10 times for 2021 and it was minus 10 times and it was minus 12 times in 2022. Kisan Berhad time interest is in negative amounts, which means debt service may be taking up too much for companies operating the expense for both of the years. For the explanation, it clearly shows that Oriental food industry has better time interest than Kisan Berhad. This is because Kisan Berhad time interest is in negative numbers. Therefore, Kisan Berhad seems to have financial health issues, while Oriental food industry is operating without any financial difficulties. Next, D. Are the manager generating a good return on equity? How to calculate return on equity is divide the net income and equity and then times by 100%. For Oriental food industry, it was 8.99% for 2021 and 8.23% on 2022. Oriental food industry shows that the ratio for the year 2021 is higher than the year 2022. It indicates that the shareholders company will have their return on investment in 2021, but in 2022, the ratio has decreased to 8.23. While for Kisan Berhad, it was minus 89.95% in 2021 and become a positive number, which is 17.36 in 2022. Kisan Berhad shows that the ratio for 2021 is negative but turns to a positive number for 2022. As an explanation, return on equity for Oriental food industry is decreasing, but still in positive number. On the other hand, Kisan Berhad able to survive to a positive number to generate return on equity even though the net income and equity were still in negative numbers. Next, I will pass it to the next presenter.
Next, we go to the success factors and risks. Firstly, for the first question, discuss the company financial strength and weakness based on your ratio analysis. First, liquidity. Liquidity ratio helps a company ability short-term financial health by evaluating its ability to manage immediate financial obligation. So, based on the calculation, the Oriental food industry is showing a strong financial position because its ratio is above 1. Next is profitability. Profitability ratio provide the insight into the company efficiency in utilizing company resources to generate earnings. High gross profit margin, net profit margin, return on equity, and return on asset demonstrates efficient management and health margins. The Oriental food industry indicates a strong financial condition because its operating profit margin is stronger than Kisan Berhad. And the thirdly is efficiency. Efficiency ratio measures how well a company utilizes its resources to generate revenue and manage expenses. Both Oriental food industry and Kisan Berhad are experienced weak sales in 2022 because the ratio is decreasing from 2021 to 2022. And the last one is solvency. Solvency ratio is a financial metric that measures a company's ability to meet its long-term obligation. A lower debt to equity ratio generally indicates a lower level of financial risk and suggests that a company relies less on debt financing.
Okay, next I'm going to discuss the factors that may affect current and future performance. Okay, first, factors affecting Oriental food industries is market demand and consumer trends. Second is raw material cost and supply chain management. Third is international trade and currency fluctuation. Next is for marketing and branding efforts. Okay, the last one is regulatory environment. Factors affecting for Kisan Berhad is snack market trends. Next is production efficiency and technology adoption, supply chain resilience, brand loyalty and marketing strategies. Okay, last is factor affecting Kisan Berhad is economic conditions.
For the third question, it's how might the organization better capitalize on non-financial factors? So the organization may be better off leveraging non-financial factors into the human resource department. The human resource department may provide skill training to the employees to improve their working ability and skill. And next, improving employee morale. The human resource manager need to encourage the employee to perform at their best because their action will contribute to the economy, contribute to the company overall success. And lastly is addressing the current employee concerns in the working environment. It is necessary for the human resource department manage to care about the welfare of the workers and get a deal with them about benefits, pay, employee investments, and pension plans to make sure the employee works at their maximum ability.
Next, number 4, what are the most significant internal risks to the company's financial performance? Okay, first for Oriental food industries is technology changes. For instance, if Oriental food industries doesn't upgrade its machinery or systems, it might face productivity issues compared to competitors using more efficient technologies. Second is loss of high talent personnel. The departure of key employees, especially those with specialized knowledge or expertise in product development or market expansion, could hamper innovation and growth. Okay, third is supply chain disruption. Any disruption in the supply chains, such as delays in receiving essential ingredients or packaging materials, could affect production schedules and lead to inventory shortages. Okay, next is quality control issues. If there are lapses in maintaining quality standards or if products continuously fail to meet customer expectations, it could lead to increased returns, customer dissatisfaction, and potential damage. Okay, for Kisan Berhad, the internal risk is technology changes in snack production. Similar to Oriental food, Kisan might face risk associated with not adapting modern snack production technologies. Okay, failure to upgrade this process might result in higher production cost or inefficiency. Okay, next is loss of key personnel and expertise. Okay, losing skilled individuals involved in recipe formulation, product development, or market strategy might hinder Kisan Berhad's ability to innovate and introduce new products or flavors, potentially impacting market share and revenue. Okay, next, moving to production disruption. Any disruption in production due to machinery breakdowns, labor strikes, or unforeseen events could lead to delay in product delivery and also loss of revenue. Okay. Next is changing consumers' preference. Failure to adapt to changing consumer preference or trend. This industry might lead to decline in sale in inability to capture new market segments.
Next, we're moving to the next question, that is projection and recommendation. We would recommend that Oriental Food Industry Holdings Berhad has the better performance compared to Kisan Berhad. So I would like to summarize this passage. In terms of company liquidity, it measures a firm's ability to pay its bill on time. It indicates how easily non-cash assets can be converted to cash to meet the financial obligation. So based on the above ratio analysis, Oriental Food Industry is better than Kisan Berhad. This is proven by measuring current ratio, where Oriental Food Industry earned 3.05 in 2021 and 3.31 in 2022. Meanwhile, Kisan Berhad earns 0.10 for both 2021 and 2022 year. So I would say in terms of current ratio, Oriental Food Industry is better than Kisan Berhad. Next, this also can be proven by quick test ratio, where Oriental Food Industry got improvement in 2022 from 2.17 to 2.35. Meanwhile, Kisan Berhad remained the same ratio on 2021 and 2022, which is 0.05. So by proving current ratio and quick test ratio, I will say Oriental Food Industry has a better performance in terms of liquidity ratio. Now let's move to the operating profit, which measures profitability of the asset in which the firm has invested. In this term also, Oriental Food Industry has the better performance. This is proven by the above calculation. For example, operating return on asset for Oriental Food Industry earned 0.08 in 2021 and 2022. Meanwhile, Kisan Berhad earned negative 0.8 in 2021 and negative 0.11 in 2022. In this calculation, in terms of operating profit, in terms of operating return on asset, Oriental Food Industry's value is higher and in positive compared to Kisan Berhad. Next, let's move to the operating profit margin. Oriental Food Industry has earned 0.07 in 2021 and 0.09 in 2022. This shows an improvement in the year of 2022. So I would say Oriental Food Industry has a better performance in profit margin. So in overall, in the terms of operating profit, Oriental Food Industry has the better performance compared to Kisan Berhad. Next, let's go to the terms of asset financing. In this term, we can take debt ratio as an example. In debt ratio, Oriental Food Industry performed 0.22 in 2021 and 0.02 in 2022, while Kisan Berhad performed 1.91 in 2021 and 2.12 in 2022. This clearly shows that Oriental Food Industry has a better performance for fund management, better than Kisan Berhad. Kisan Berhad debt ratio is greater than 1, and in 2022, it indicates that a considerable amount of a company's assets are funded by debt, while Oriental Food Industry's debt ratio is lower than 1. So in this term, also Oriental Food Industry has the better performance. Next, let's go to the return on equity analysis. Oriental Food Industry has reveals a notable shift from a higher ratio in 2021 to a decrease to 8.23% in 2022. Kisan Berhad's return on equity from a negative 83.95% in 2021 to a positive 17.36% in 2022. However, it is important to note that despite this improvement in ROE, the company's income and total equity still remain in negative value. This suggests that there has been progress in generating a positive return relative to shareholders' equity. But Kisan Berhad is still grappling with challenges in terms of overall profitability and net worth. So, overall, Oriental food industry is the most suitable company for investment purposes. This is because the industry is much better in all aspects as they can gain more profit compared to Kisan Berhad. Moreover, Oriental food industry has a good management in covering its debt.
Based on what you know about the organization financial health and performance, forecast its future performance. Number one, liquidity. Based on the liquidity, Oriental food industry will maintain a strong liquidity with improving current and quick ratios over the years, while Kisan Berhad shows consistently low ratio, indicating potential difficulties in meeting short-term obligation. Number two, operating profitability. Oriental food industry will consistently maintain a positive operating return on assets and operating profit margins, suggesting that efficient management of cost and operation. While Kisan Berhad has faced challenges with negative ratios, indicating that the potential operational is inefficiencies. Number three is asset financing. Oriental food industry maintains a low debt ratio, suggesting a healthier balance between equity and debt in financing assets for coming years, while Kisan Berhad has a high debt ratio, indicating a significant portion of assets being funded by debt, while which can pose financial risk. Number four is return on equity. Oriental food industry experienced a decline in ROE, which may raise concerns by reducing the amount of debt, increasing sales, or improving assets utilization. While Kisan Berhad shows a positive shift in ROE, but the negative income and total equity highlight ongoing challenges. Number five is overall assessment. Oriental food industry appears to be in a better financial position overall, with strong liquidity, profitability, and better debt management in future. While Kisan Berhad needs some improvement to maintain a good financial health by improving ROE, but still face challenges in achieving overall profitability and addressing negative equity. Number three, what should the organization do next? This is our recommendation. Number first is make market and industry analysis. Both companies should stay alert of market and industry trends by understanding the changes in consumer preference, competitive landscape, and regulatory change is crucial for adapting strategies to the evolving business and environment. Number two is about the risk management. Both of the company can manage potential risks that could impact the financial performance. This includes the economic change, inflation, supply chain disruption, and regulatory changes. The last one is improve their technology. Embrace technological advancement to improve operational efficiency, data analytics for informed decision making, and customer engagement. This kind of technology can play a vital role in gaining a competitive edge and adapting to changing the market dynamics for both of the companies.
That's all from us. Thank you so much, Doctor.